All right. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. It is Tuesday, April 11th. Hope you all are having a productive week. Once again, I am overwhelmed with stories and things to talk about. Right? I'm doing too much over here. So bear with me as I try to get through. I probably won't cover everything that I've been reading since I got home from work an hour or so ago. But I'm going to try to cover the most relevant news. Right? And I want to start with Dog Bite Prevention Week. As you all know, Dog Bite Prevention Week is this week. It is the second week of April. Every year, second week of April. And my goal is to make this a horrible day for dog bite experts. Excuse me, a horrible week. This week, I want the so-called experts to be bombarded with facts, information, and I want to see these so-called experts corrected. That's what I want to see. Okay, you are a disgrace to professionalism itself, and you can change that by simply telling the truth. You all are disgracing yourselves, each and every one of you, whether you're a trainer, behaviorist, or veterinarian. If you co-sign with these goofy, false narratives, more important than anything is the fact that they are false. If you co-sign with these false narratives, you are a joke of a professional, and flat out, you're not a professional. Get out of here. Shut up and let the professionals speak. Now, I want to start with this one nutter. You know it's going to happen. Every year, Dog Bite Prevention Week, these goofball nutters, so-called professionals, you know they're going to come out their face with the same old gibberish because they don't put in real research. They don't do real research. All these people do is read what other people wrote. They don't deal with attack reports. They don't deal with hospital records. They don't deal with testimony from the people who tend to the victims, doctors. They don't deal with any of the relevant sources. The only thing they do is look online and try to find out what some other nutter wrote. That's what they do. And that's why I have no respect for this. You can't even call it a profession. I have no respect for them. And I can say that. I spent the last 7-8 years doing homework that you all should have been doing. Educating myself. And I've reached a point where I see beyond a shadow of a doubt, this is not a real profession. It's full of lies, and you are all frauds. Now, this was published by Fox 26 Houston, right? They posted this just a few days ago, April 7th, 4 days ago. And they posted it for Dog Bite Prevention Week. This week is the week where they try to give you tips on how to avoid being attacked by a dog. All right?
All right, well, about 128 people have been bitten by a dog since the start of
Wait a minute. Hopefully y'all can see this. Y'all should be able to see exactly what I see. Okay? Y'all should be able to see this news report.
show tonight. If you look at the stats, every 7.
Now, you hear what he said? Remember I said you could play around with these statistics all day because they're so epic. They're extreme.
About 128 people have been bitten by a dog since the start of this show tonight.
Okay.
If you look at the stats, every 7 seconds someone gets bitten by a dog here in the U.S.
Crazy. Fox 26's Randy Wallace is live tonight with how serious this health issue is and its own prevention week starting next week. Randy.
Yeah, that's right, Caroline. Now, we are obviously a nation of dog lovers.
A nation of stupid people. Okay? Stupid people. Now, I'm going to say stupid, and I'm going to only say that about the owners of these large, vicious dogs. Okay? I want to be accurate. If you own a large, vicious dog, and especially if you own a bully breed, you're stupid. There's no other word that should be used to describe you. That is utterly dumb. And we can say that, people, because they know that these things are dangerous. They know that they're deadly. They know that they can attack at any moment. They know that they have no idea what's going on in these dogs' brains. And they take the chance anyway. They make a conscious decision to be dumb. That's what you are. All right, let me back this up.
Americans share their homes with 86 million pet dogs.
And that is a serious, serious health problem. I don't understand how people can reflect on the overall health of American citizens and not pay any attention to the fact that you share bodily fluids with the nastiest creature on this planet. You savage, subhuman imbeciles. Nasty. You're just flipping nasty. You know a person is nasty when they never reflect on their own overt nasty behavior. Don't even recognize it. Just like the people who who adapt to the stench that comes from their dog to the point where they can't even smell it no more.
Nearly half of all U.S. households have at least one dog.
Hi, guys.
Look at this big, dumb, stupid woman. Look at this big idiot. Dogs haul off and start mauling this woman. What do you think she gonna do? Nothing but scream. That's all she gonna do. And beg for help. Help! Help! Yeah? Let me hear you. Let me hear you. I'm not gonna help you. You went through all of that trouble to create this environment that you're looking at right now, only to yell help and ask somebody to save you from that living arrangement? No, thank you, idiot. No, you wanted to call me a person who's mentally ill. You wanted to tell me that I had a psychological disorder, saying I got xenophobia. Now you cooped up in your apartment screaming, bleeding, and being mauled. But yet I'm the one with the mental problem, right? No, it's you. You dumb nutters. Look at this guy. You can see the dumbness. I bet you he's a dog lover. You can see the dumbness in their eyes. You should be ashamed of being dumb.
Hi, guys. What's up?
We love our dogs. Our dogs are...
No, you love these nasty, stinking carcass scavengers. These trash consumers. These nasty, vile, these are not even real animals. They're not real animals. They don't function, they don't think, they don't act, they don't behave, they don't do nothing like natural animals. Just stink factories, disease factories. Get out of here. I hate when these people try to paint the narrative about dogs, especially when you don't know what you're talking about. Now listen to this fruit cake of a nutter right here.
We love our dogs. Our dogs are part of the family.
And like the rest of us, dogs can
See how they're trying to make that the norm? That dogs are part of human families? No, they're not. In fact, they should be slaughtered en masse to protect people's families. Get out of here. I told y'all, reverse everything you hear from these nutters. Everything they say, reverse it, and you'll get the truth. They're not a part of our family. Is that a fact or not? That's a fact. Okay? And if we treat them like we would treat anything that's the opposite of family, what do? You get rid of it. You exterminate it. Will that make our community safer or not? Yes, it will. These people make me sick. They think just because they say it, then it's law. Dogs are part of our family. Conveniently ignoring at least half of the population in this country. He said some 50% of American households are dog lovers. Let me back this up. I'm getting too upset. It's too early in the live stream to be this riled up.
Hi, guys. What's up?
We love our dogs. Our dogs are part of the family.
Ugh. That is so disgusting. This woman up here on camera exchanging saliva with dogs. This is what's missing. People who call this nasty, filthy behavior out. It's exactly what it is. It's nothing other than nasty filth, disgusting, degenerate, and it should be illegal. People like this should not be allowed into the public. You should be isolated, locked in a room with your nasty, filthy mouth, your whole nasty, filthy body. You sick freaks. Going out and infecting other people. They have the nerve to go and then kiss other people, you nasty savage.
Dogs are part of the family.
And like the rest of us, dogs can get cranky.
And it's so stupid. They are so stupid. You should be ashamed for exercising such stupidity. These things don't love you. That's a fact. They don't feel nothing for you, you idiot. So you're just pretending that there's some type of reciprocal affection. No, there is not. The only thing they're thinking about is food, and they hardly even thinking about that. I honestly think they're too dumb to think about food. But that's the only thing they're motivated by.
The rest of us, dogs can get cranky, agitated, scared, or just want to be left alone.
There you go. Now, this is Dog Bite Prevention Week. And they didn't waste any time. Right away, they start making excuses, trying to excuse the attacks. Right away.
Cranky, agitated.
Oh, he just gave you a whole list of reasons why they attack.
And like the rest of us, dogs can get cranky, agitated, scared, or just want to be left alone.
Yeah, but we don't commit to stabbing people repeatedly when we're agitated. So don't try that. Try to compare us to dogs. Get out of here.
It is a huge issue. Over 4.5 million dog bites happen every year.
Now, this is Dr. Lori Teller, president of the American Veterinarian Medical Association. You should have never let me find that out. You understand? You understand, you goofball, airheaded nutters? I'm about to find this woman. Hope she has a Twitter. And I'm going to send her a tweet. I'm going to let her know that we're dealing with the misinformation that she put out here right? Nobody forced her to do this. What is this? Dr. Lori Teller. Oh yeah, we're gonna find you. Y'all bold enough to hop on TV and spew this rhetoric. You should be ready to defend it. You should be prepared for criticism. And this is the thing. All these decades, decade after decade, these so-called professionals have not had to worry about people criticizing the things that they say. All these years, they've been free to say whatever they want to say. Whatever they want to say. Here she is right here. And it looks like she does not have a Twitter. That's okay. The Veterinary Medical Association does have a Twitter. And I'm about to inform them that we are talking about their president, because their president sat up here and spewed a bunch of lies. I'm sick of these people, man. You owe it to the public to at least know what you're talking about. But on top of that, they come and try to pose as professionals and conceal all relevant information. The most important information they lie about. Just flat out lie about it. Now I'm about to send her a link directly to this video. That's right. And ma'am, if you respond, I hope you respond. Please respond. Be sure to identify yourself, okay? Because you're not going to use this account, at least I don't think, or maybe you will. She's the president. She should be able to use it. Can y'all see this? We're talking about, let me see, no. I got to make this good. There is a team of dog experts criticizing the misinformation shared by your president. You see, I send messages like this out all the time, but they never respond. A lot of them, they're private. They still never respond. They never respond. Now let's finish. We'll see if she responds. Let's finish. Because this gets a lot worse. This video gets a lot worse. And it gets bad like real fast. Let me back this up. Now you just heard what she said. She had the nerve, the gall to share the dog bite statistics. So you're not stupid. You're not ignorant. There's nothing wrong with you. You're not ignorant of the facts. So you can't hide behind ignorance.
4.5 million dog bites happen every year. That's one bite every 7 seconds in the United States. And over 800,000 of those require medical attention.
Dr. Lori Teller is a professor at Texas A&M School of Veterinary.
This is a doctor and a professor. Okay, Exhibit A. How the Crusaders discredit the top dog professionals because it's a fraudulent profession.
Veterinarian medicine and current president of the American Veterinary Medical Association. All dogs, even cute fuzzy ones, can bite.
If a dog is sleeping in
Oh, sleeping. Once again, people, she's making excuses for the attack. Let's listen to what she has to say.
sleeping and you wake it up, or you somehow startle it or scare it, or if it feels threatened by something. Some dogs are protective of their food or their bed. Maybe it's a mom dog with puppies.
Now, you see how she conveniently selected excuses for dog attacks. Notice she never mentioned that dogs attack just to attack. that they kill just to kill, just for the sport. She never mentions that they will attack just to exercise dominance. Because if she were to share that, that's another way of admitting that these things launched unprovoked attacks. They make sure to never do that. That's why when they try to explain why these things attack, they always try to offer an excuse. And many of these excuses, they're not acceptable. It's unacceptable to stab someone repeatedly just because they startled you or just because they made a sound. Let me back this up a little bit.
With puppies.
Best way to keep your dog from biting is
He said the best way to keep your dog from biting. Listen to this.
Is to socialize it.
Expose it to a wide variety of people.
Expose it to a wide variety of people. What? That don't even make no sense. You'll never be able to expose them to all the people in the world. How are you supposed to know whether or not you've exposed them to enough different kinds of people? And how long do you have to do this? Seeing that dogs have a memory span of about 5 minutes, what's the point in exposing them to a bunch of different people? Just so they can forget all of those people 5 minutes later? It's like, what are you talking about? Like dogs don't attack people after they've seen them for the first time? Most people are attacked by a dog they're familiar with. So what are you talking about? This whole socialization thing is a fraud. It's one of my pet peeves. I hate this stupid talking point. All dogs are always exposed to several different people all of their worthless life. If they're in shelters, they are around people, no matter where they are. If they're still alive right now, then they have been eating food given to them by people. Give me that. All dogs in this country are socialized. They've all grown up seeing people their whole life. Get out of here. I'm so sick of these people and their lies. And this is coming from the president. Right? Professor, author, she all kinds of things.
Socialize it.
Expose it to a wide variety of people. So kids, adults, older people, different colors, different races.
Show it to males, females, white, black, tall, short. So, for what? For what? So that they don't attack these different types of people? So you're basically admitting to me that you're dealing with something that will just attack people just because they had never seen them before. You trying to push that talking point is disrespectful. That's disrespectful. Don't try to con me. Is that supposed to make sense? You ever thought about that? How ridiculous this is? Expose them to a bunch of different types of people so they won't want to attack people. So they just up and will want to attack someone they've never seen before. Get out of here. I'm telling you, all these people have no case.
With that.
Nearly half of all dog bite victims are children.
So again, they know the statistics. You heard what he just said. They had the nerve to acknowledge the percentage of victims that are children. They just shared the information. I just backed it up. I'll let you hear it again.
Bite victims are...
Whoa. Let's back that up.
Different colors, different races, all of that.
Nearly half of all dog bite victims are children.
And let's get this straight. He said nearly half. Some years, the majority of children. Right? It varies year by year, month by month. Let's get this straight. And quite often, the majority of the victims are children.
Make sure they know how to approach a dog.
Now, she's talking about the children right now. Okay? She's talking about the children right now. It's her moment to share information, her great knowledge of how to prevent dog bites against children.
Make sure they know how to approach a dog and that they know.
Make sure the kids know how to approach a dog. So right away, she starts off by blaming the kids for the attacks. I've literally, on this channel, I'm over 1,000. People, I've shared over 1,000, I will even say videos. We have definitely watched hundreds of dog attacks on film. Those of you who follow me on Twitter, I just recently retweeted horrible dog attacks. Go look at them. You tell me if those kids did anything to those dogs prior to the attack. If what you say does not correspond to the actual reports, at least on average, shut your stupid mouth. You ain't no professional. Get out of here. This is infuriating. Look at the rank. Look at the accolades this woman. This is the president talking like this. How insulting is that, man?
They know how to approach a dog and that they know not to wake a dog up.
No, don't wake it up. Make sure the kids know how to approach them. Make sure the kids don't wake it up.
Not startle the dog.
Make sure the kids don't startle it. Anything can startle something that has hearing 100 times stronger than humans. Like what in blue? What are you talking about? Talking about a creature with unusually sensitive hearing. Anything can startle it. And being startled is not an excuse for an attack. Oh, so disgusting.
They know not to wake a dog up, not startle the dog, not try to steal the dog's toy.
What I just tell y'all? Didn't I tell y'all that all they do is go on Google and read what some other professional wrote? That's all they do. And then they get in front of the camera and regurgitate whatever they read or heard. She has never, I guarantee you this, she has never seen or read about a child being attacked after they took a toy from a dog. You've never seen it. You never heard about it in a report. So what are you talking about? Why are you saying that? You see what I mean? These people just need to be quiet. They're not professionals. Their job is to cause harm and to encourage people to be harmed and to get their kids harmed.
Not try to steal the dog's toy, not approach strange dogs.
Don't approach strange dogs. They don't have to. Strange dogs approach them. And you've never heard about or seen an attack where a child simply walked up to a strange dog. So what are you talking about? Notice how she hasn't actually touched on any of the scenarios that we actually see on film or hear and read in the reports on average, which is completely unprovoked attacks. She don't got nothing to say about that.
They know how to approach a dog and that they know not to wake a dog up, not startle the dog, not try to steal the dog's toy, not approach strange dogs. That's really important as well.
Okay? That's her advice. So what did she do? She blamed the victims. Blamed the who are the victims? Kids, babies, toddlers. Who are the perpetrators? Brainless, vicious, overly aggressive mutants. This is disgraceful stuff. Coming from the top professional, the president.
According to the AMVA, in 2021, Texas was one of the top 10 states with reported dog.
Where's her family? And what is she doing? What is this? What is this supposed to be? Is this one of those wonderful moments that dog lovers have with their dogs? I mean, what is this? Okay, is this supposed to be pleasant to behold? What's going on here?
According to the AMVA, in 2021, Texas was one of the top 10 states with reported dog bites. The group seeing the biggest jump in dog bite cases.
Dogs are dumb through and they don't even look entertaining. They don't even look neat when they play. Other animals do. They're agile. Dogs are just flat out dumb. But yet, these dog lovers pretend like they enjoy looking at them.
The biggest jump in dog bite cases, delivery workers.
My own son is a delivery person and got bit a couple of weeks ago while on the job. And so that
No. Okay, so what are you smiling about? Is that somehow funny to you? Yeah, it is.
results in a lot of trips to
Okay,
ER.
okay. Let me back that up.
Every person and got bit.
Whoa.
Jumping dog bite cases, delivery workers.
My own son is a delivery person and got bit a couple of weeks ago while on the.
Okay. Now you notice how has contradicted herself. When she wanted to say, when she wanted to give advice for kids, all she did was blame the kids. And then she moves on to deal with unprovoked attacks. Don't try to tell me that delivery workers provoke these attacks. Huh? She's still not. She's just treating it like a joke. Why are these dogs attacking delivery workers?
Son is a delivery person and got bit a couple of weeks ago while on the job. And so that results in a lot of trips to ER, urgent care centers.
Oh, nasty, disgusting. She is kissing these dogs in the mouth. This is a doctor. Where's her husband? Where's her boyfriend? Where's her kids? I'm telling y'all, the highest so-called professionals, you don't want to know what they're involved in, what they're truly involved in behind closed doors.
ER, urgent care centers. A lot of workers comp.
Do you know how dangerous this is, especially right now? You know how dangerous that is? Literally exchanging saliva with dogs right here on camera. For health reasons alone, people should be outraged. Y'all remember, and it might still go on, where I think it was Twitter or Facebook, maybe even YouTube, where they said that if you put out misinformation about COVID, they'll remove your video, you could get banned, blocked. They would punish you if you put out misinformation about COVID. Right? Well, why don't you punish people like this who put out a message that this is safe? If it's unsafe to spread misinformation about COVID, what do you call this? This is unsafe too. She putting out the idea that it's safe to exchange saliva with dogs. That's misinformation. You don't always have to directly teach in order to teach. This is disgusting, man.
There's a lot of workers' comp claims, so everybody's insurance goes up when somebody gets bit by a dog.
The average cost for dog bite insurance claims in 2021, almost 50 grand. Make sure that your homeowner's or renter's insurance covers your pet.
No, I'll make sure that I have a gun. That's what I'll do. and your dog tries to attack me, I will blow its ugly head off. How about that? How about that? And to make sure that it doesn't suffer, I will shoot it again. How does that sound? You goofy nutters. You have no idea how much I struggle to explain, articulate how much I despise your repugnant lifestyle. I struggle every day. No matter how detailed I think my explanation is, it is never detailed enough. There are no words yet for me to use that will accurately express my disdain, not only for dogs, but for the people who have this lifestyle, the owners. Dog fatally shot, and that's not what I want. That's not what I'm looking for. Here we go. Sorry about that. Here we go. Dog bite prevention. You see that? That's all this week. Dog bite prevention. Already, they are putting out the false propaganda. They don't waste much time. Okay, that's not what I wanted either. Okay, let's delve into this. Let me move this over. Psychology Today. They put out an article yesterday in honor of Dog Bite Prevention Week. What did they have to say? Dog bite prevention. When a dog says, "Leave me alone," do so. And this is by a PhD, people. See what I said? These people are not real professionals. See what I mean? I'm not just trying to insult these people. These are not true professionals. We are the true professionals. You know, I hate to say that. Look, getting a dog's consent, as well as their humans, before we attempt to approach or touch them is critical for avoiding an attack. This is sad. We have another PhD, another so-called professional. You see it. You see it with your own two eyes. He said as long as you get permission from the owner, then the dog won't bite you. How's that supposed to work anyways? If you get permission from the owner, somehow the dog is programmed not to attack? And again, this channel is one of the few channels that keep up with dog attacks. I've covered several dog attacks where the victim got permission to pet the dog, tried to pet it, and was attacked. So what are you talking about, Mr. Professional? There's no one-size-fits-all solution for avoiding dog bites. But listening to and honoring what a dog is saying is a good start. So once again, we have another so-called expert, and what he's doing the same thing all the rest of them do. They frame it to suggest that dogs are always reacting to something, and that something is usually some type of mistreatment or something else that sounds understandable. That's why it would attack you. The dog is always the victim in their world. So you need to listen to what a dog is saying, because you might be pestering it. You might be bothering it and provoking it. That's basically what he's trying to say. And if a dog attacks and you don't know why, just know you did something. That's what he's trying to say. Look at this. One study showed that touching a dog increases approximately 20 seconds before a bite, as does standing or leaning over a dog. The study showed that touching a dog increases approximately 20 seconds before a bite. What? Touching a dog increases 20 seconds before a bite? Standing over or leaning over, is this a typo? What is that supposed to mean? It's not supposed to attack you if you're rubbing on it, if you're showing affection to it. And he said standing or leaning over a dog. So we can't even stand over a dog. Y'all know what that means? That means they're telling you don't even get close to them. You're always standing above a dog. So you're saying we shouldn't even get close to it, right? Boy, see, when you have a whole bunch of questions straight from the door, you know you're dealing with a lie. It's irrefutable. Oh boy, what's happening for the dog? Oh, dogs are always good. It's the same old rubbish. You're doing something. You're pestering it. You're just not aware. Right? You need to show the dog respect. Look at this. The results of one detailed study of dog bites can be summarized as follows. Among adults who were bitten, male victims were more numerous across all bite contexts, okay? Only the age of the victim was predictive of bite severity. Only the age of the victim was predictive of bite severity. Adults were bitten more severely than infants, and infants more severely than older children. What are you talking about? What study are you talking about? All the sources I've read says that children, on average, sustain more severe injuries. Right? But this is what dog experts do. They make stuff up as they go. Children and infants were considerably more common victims than adults. Oh, really? Really? He said children and infants. Is that because they're pestering the dog? Is that what infants do? I've always told y'all, when you acknowledge infants being attacked, that tells you right there these are unprovoked, because infants cannot provoke dogs. That lets you know whether or not these attacks are provoked. Non-neutral dog body posture and some displacement and appeasement behaviors increased around 20 seconds before a bite. And humans made more tactical contact with dogs 21 seconds before the bite. So if a person shows or demonstrates to a dog that they are not a threat, which is what happens before every attack, why do they attack? That's the problem. These things attack for absolutely no reason, just for the pleasure of attacking and dominating and being dominant. That's the fact they don't like to deal with. Right now, this is the most important time to deal with that fact. And this is the one time where they avoid it like the plague. From 9 seconds before the bite, more codes. Shut up, man. I cannot stand people who try to pretend like they're so flippin' intelligent. Shut up. You ain't had no study, and you did not see none of this nonsense. Before every attack, people always say it was without warning. These dogs don't show signs like that. They talk as if the dogs have some type of dramatic behavior before they attack. No, they don't. And when they do show these dumb signs, it's only for a split second. And then there's the attack. It's a bunch of liars. Standing over a dog, petting, and restraining a dog were seen proportionately more frequently closer to the bite. Okay. So why do you teach kids to pet them? Yeah, they bringing dogs into schools, having prepubescent kids and toddlers pet dogs. And that's exactly what will get them attacked. But yet, there's nothing illegal about this. Nothing immoral about this. Okay. So they're going over a bunch of, here are the signs. Here are the signs you may see before an attack. Yawning, lip licking. Dogs are always doing this type of stuff. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Ears pinned down. They move their ears around all the time. The tail wagging. That's one of the signs. They say it's an expression of excitement, which often equates to joy, but not always. So they're basically saying a dog wagging its tail, it might attack. Oh, I thought that was the sign that it was friendly. Tail wagging. Oh, the tail is still wagging. Oh, I cannot stand these idiots, man. I cannot stand stupid people. Like people who come off like they're trying to be stupid. You got to put forth effort to be this stupid. It has to be your mission. Listening carefully and getting consent. So, once again, this nutter in this article is basically saying that dogs are always innocent. When they attack, it's always provoked. The dog is the victim. You're the perpetrator. And you, the human, you're the problem. And you are the problem, only in the sense that you're in possession of one of these things. Now, speak of the devil. The American Veterinary Medical Association, they've also put out an article. Okay, I just dealt with material from the Veterinary Medical Association. Dog Bite Prevention Week, promoting peaceful coexistence with our canine companions. Why should you have to do that? This is man's best friend. Notice how they treat it like a science. You know, to stop dogs from attacking people. That's like a whole science for them. And they understand, they're fully aware of how dangerous these things are. Okay, how do you promote a peaceful coexistence with dogs? By removing the dogs. That's not even possible. It's not possible. So stop. A coalition of veterinarians, dog behaviorists, and they're spreading awareness of dog bites. Yeah, they're spreading lies. That's what they're spreading. Now, here's their advice. Let's see what new information they have. How do you prevent dog bites? Well, you secure your dog. Make sure your dog is secured in a separate room, crate, or fenced area during delivery. And restrain them. That's what you're saying, right? Thank you. Thank you for admitting that these things are violent and obsessed with aggression. You have to restrain them at all times. Use clear signage. Again, an admission that these things are dangerous. Train your dog. Train your dog to be comfortable with strangers. How do you do that? How do you do that? You can't control what makes something, a living organism, comfortable or uncomfortable. Look at how unrealistic the things are that these people say. And it took me forever to articulate that. I've believed this for a long time. The things that they say is so dumb and illogical. It's infuriating. I just don't say nothing. If you're going to say something that's super dumb and don't make no sense, just shut up. Lord. Train your dog to be comfortable. How you supposed to do that? Huh? Lord. Socialize your dog. Expose your dog to a variety. Here we go again with that nonsense. Communicate with delivery services. If possible, notify delivery services about your dog and any special instruction. Okay. In other words, restrain it, right? Keep it away from the door. Monitor your dog's behavior. Okay. Now it's just a bunch of dumb babble. Don't ever leave children unsupervised with dogs, even with family pets. More than 50% of all dog attacks on children, over 50% of dog attacks are against children. And for kids that are under 4 years of age, often those bites are to the head and neck region. And it's not just for kids ages 4 and under. Kids who are simply just short are at a higher risk. They usually get attacked in their face. Okay. They offer a free online book for families with children called Pet Meets Baby, providing valuable information on introducing a new child to a home with a, listen to that. As if the child is the foreigner, as if the dog is the true child of the adults. The way they worded that. Introducing a new child to a home. Right? They just assume that you are a childless couple. And they're also recommending to you to not get rid of your dog while you're pregnant. On many of these message boards, these forums of these pregnancy forums, there are a number of women who said they've gotten rid of their dog when they got pregnant. That's pretty much a thing, to get rid of your dog once you get pregnant. Sometimes for safety reasons, other times it's because they get annoyed and they just start to not like the dog. So right away, the Veterinary Medical Association, they're telling you, don't do that. You have a baby, bring the baby home to the dog and expose your baby with the baby's underdeveloped immune system. Expose your baby to this nasty, filthy killer. Make sure your pet is healthy. Listen how they cannot help but to keep using the word pet. Even though we are this deep into an article specifically talking about dogs, they're still trying to make attempts to protect the dog's image. Let's throw pet in there every now and then, to make people think that, all pets, all animals attack just like dogs. Yeah, because if your dog is sick, it might attack someone, right? If it has a toothache, it might attack someone. Yeah, that's the perfect family pet, right? Part of the family. It's the perfect toy for a toddler. Take it slow. Take it slow. If your dog has been mainly interacting with your family since you brought it home, don't rush out into crowded areas or dog parks. Try to expose your dogs to new situations slowly and for short periods of time. Arrange for low stress What? What? So you're saying don't socialize them? What happened to socializing being so important for dogs? They sitting up there saying, don't bring the dog around other people. Don't go into crowded areas. Huh? What is a low stress interaction? How you supposed to know what's low stress for a dumb dog? Yeah, the slightest clue what's going on in its worthless brain. How you supposed to know what's low stress for a dog? And give plenty of praise and rewards for good behavior. Praise, dogs don't understand praise. And that really infuriates me too when people talk to dogs. Shut up, you lunatic. Educate yourself in positive training techniques. Be responsible about approaching other people's dogs. What? Be responsible and don't approach dogs. You can't be responsible and approach dogs. All right, young people, you understand that? This is how people grow up to be dumb. They're indoctrinated with stuff that's illogical, makes no sense, hypocritical. Be responsible about approaching dogs. Yeah. Make sure you jump off the edge of that skyscraper carefully. Huh? As you leap off that cliff, be responsible about it. Shut up. Make sure you're walking your dog on a leash. Another irrelevant suggestion. Always monitor your dog's activity. Again. So they have nothing new. They have no real solid information. As expected. 6 tips to prevent dog bites. And these have been published within the past week. So most are in recognition of Dog Bite Prevention Week. Okay, let's hear this guy's tips. He wants to give tips on how to not be attacked by dogs. Tips other than not surrounding yourselves with dogs. It's the number 1 tip. Learn body language. Now, people, this really exposes how much of an expert you are not when you spew out this body language narrative. Why do I say that? Because you don't have reports of people seeing the body language and then preventing an attack because they saw the body language. You have no examples. If you're going to give advice like this, you should have both video and news reports replete of scenarios where people saw the body language, leaped through the air, tackled the dog, and prevented an attack. It has never happened, and it won't happen. Pathetic. They put this out here just to take blame off the dog. So that when the dog attacks, they'll just say, oh, you failed to watch the dog, so you didn't see the body language. The dog was trying to tell you that it was uncomfortable, and you failed to pay it adequate attention. So the attack is truly your fault. That's the only reason they put this out here. To excuse the attack. And they wonder why there's a group of people who hates dogs and wants to see them exterminated. I want nothing more. Nothing more. Okay, now this nutter is giving advice on how to prevent dog attacks. Learn body language. Monitor children. Here we go. Here we go. How many of y'all follow me on Twitter? My Twitter account is not for everybody. The most gruesome attacks you've never seen are on my Twitter. I know some people, they wonder why I'm so riled up when I go live. Sometimes it sounds like I've just got finished reading a book or something happened and infuriated me. What happens is I read these stories. That's what happens. Before I go live, I'm reading stories and reports. So by the time I get on here, yes, I'm fired up. Now let me show you something. I had to pause that article because I just retweeted something. Now look at this. While this nutter sitting up here blaming kids for dog attacks, I'm going over this article shortly after I watched this video. Let's go full screen. Now I'm not going to show the actual attack. The actual attack is too graphic. I have no idea how this happened. But things like this can happen, which is why dogs should not be in our society at all. Now, people, what you're looking at, that's not a dog. That is a baby. That is a baby that somehow crawled out of his or her home. And that baby gets mauled by multiple dogs. Now, I assume this is somewhere over in India, which is why I have no idea why there is not a massive crowd of crusaders in India. Where's your backbone? A bunch of spineless cowards. There should be so much uproar over there in India, but I hardly hear anything. Okay, now we're going over 6 tips. And this guy says monitor children. Okay, why? Children are not able to read a dog's body language as well as adults. To a child, dogs showing their teeth may look like they're smiling instead of a warning to stay away. That's not true. Like, you see what I mean? How they make stuff up? This guy talking as if he's done a whole bunch of experiments. No, you haven't. You just talking, trying to sound like you know what you're talking about. Shut up. I get so sick of wannabe experts. Shut your stupid mouth, man. You don't have the discipline to do the real research to be an expert, so shut up. Now look at what he said in the next sentence. Teaching a child dog manners, such as asking to pet a dog, letting the dog approach them, and not grabbing at the dog, will lessen the chance that a child will be injured by a dog bite. Now, like I said, right here, we have watched hundreds, easily we've watched hundreds of dog bites, dog attacks on kids. Do y'all really think letting a dog approach you is somehow going to make you safer? Those dogs in that video that I just showed, they all approached that baby and proceeded to maul the baby. Like, what are you talking about? These are not experts. These so-called dog experts are not experts. You can go ask them for their advice or their knowledge if you want to. But if you want the truth, you have to come to anti-dog platforms. Right now, we're the only professionals out here. Ain't that crazy? No matter where you go, you can ask on my channel, on any of the other anti-dog platforms, channels here on YouTube. You can go to Dog Free and you'll get the same answer across the board. As long as you're not dealing with a certified dog behaviorist, a certified veterinarian, or dog trainer, you'll get the truth. You want to be lied to? Go to one of those so-called professionals. They're going to professionally lie to you. And no, this won't lessen the chance that you'll be attacked. What will lessen the chance that you'll be attacked is if these filthy, unsightly mutants are not here. And that's what needs to happen. They need to be exterminated. When approaching a dog, always ask the owner if you can pet the dog. Not every dog you see wants to be approached. And their owner will know what their dog is. Oh, no, they won't. What are you talking about? Several dog owners have given people permission to pet their dog and their dog attacked them. Once again, these so-called experts trying to talk like they're an expert. I'm telling y'all, that's what these people do. When they talk, when they share their knowledge and information, they're not doing like me. They're not doing what the other anti-dog platforms do. We operate based solely on the information, the reports, the facts. They don't. This guy literally made this up. That dog owners will know what their dog is okay with. Shut up, man. Now look at this. Allow the dog to approach you while avoiding direct eye contact. Why would you even want something approaching you that you're not allowed to even look at? So as a dog approaches you, make sure you don't look at it, because then it will want to attack you. Okay, so why do you want it to approach you at all? Go straight to the source of the problem. The source of the problem is the deranged brain of these people. Now look at the next one. Again, this guy is trying to give tips on how to avoid. Now this is coming from a doctor. Oh my goodness. This will be a week of just bashing so-called professionals. It is what it is. Right? I don't make the rules. Be careful not to scare. If you're working with scared or fearful dogs, be mindful that they bite faster than average dogs. What? Yeah, good. Thank you for further incriminating yourself and dogs. Thanks for building my case against dogs. Something startle them. They get scared. They're shocked, surprised. They attack. Okay, that's not a pet. When a dog is scared, the flight or the fight or flight response kicks in. If you're blocking the dog from leaving the situation that is scaring them, the dog will resort to biting and try to get away. Have y'all ever seen or heard of something like that? A dog trying to escape and, it can't, so it attacks? Get out of here. They make scenarios up in their mind and they put it out there for the public. People, you've had fraudulent so-called experts like this for hundreds of years now. Even during the Middle Ages, you had a bunch of these clowns posing as historians, and they openly made things up. Made it up. You got a pat on the back during the Middle Ages if you were able to be very creative making things up. Right? There's nothing new about this. Respect space. Again, always taking blame off the dog, blaming someone else, trying to imply that everyone is doing something to the dog, and that's why it attacks. You're not respecting its space. You scared it. You're approaching it too fast. You're not approaching in the right way. You got to walk at an angle. Make sure you don't approach at all. You let it approach you, and when it approaches you, don't look at it. Right? Don't pet it on the top of the head. Reach for its chest. Ugh. How about you just blow that worthless mutt's face off? How about that? It approach you, you blow. You do just like the dog does. The dog gets scared, it attacks. Well, how come I can't get scared and attack? Dog walk up to me, I slice its head off. I have more reason to defend myself than the dog does. You don't hear about random people going up and beating up dogs. And when you do hear stories about people putting hands on dogs, it's usually a response to a dog attack. You can't even rely on that. So this is pathetic. And this is expected. Respect space. When you're visiting friends or family, respect the dog. You mean dogs? Telling us to respect a dog's space. Dogs are the one creatures that everyone knows violates your space and has no respect for personal space. That's, one of the traits that defines dogs. We all know this. You ever notice how you're supposed to do things that dogs don't do? Oh, be quiet. Don't make sudden sounds. And these mutants will start barking. They will make sudden loud sounds. Don't violate its personal space. That's exactly what dogs specialize in. Leave their beds or crates alone, as that is their spot to relax and be calm. The food and water bowls should not be played with in case the dog is possessive with their bowls. Don't grab toys from a dog unless they bring it to you to play with them. Reward, don't punish. Dogs should be taught basic commands like sit, down, and stay, as well as not to jump and walk calmly on the leash. When training, use rewards to teach your dog what you would like them to do. This works better than punishing them for the wrong behavior, as they will still not know what to do when punished. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? All dogs understand is punishment. That's all they understand. That's all dogs use with other dogs. That's all dogs use with their own puppies. When they want to make themselves the figure of authority, they use aggression. Dogs don't use rewards. So why should we believe that they will respond to rewards? Food? No. If you want to discourage a dog from doing something or going into a certain room and you beat it, you use violence, aggression, that might work better than rewarding it. If it doesn't see any punishment for doing something, this don't even make sense. You know, in dog packs, the dog that becomes the alpha is always the dog that physically punishes the other dogs. They become the alpha only through violence. The dogs learn not to mess with the alpha, and they learned it through violence. The alpha dog does not go around and give the other dogs treats. Why should we believe that dogs even understand rewards? I believe you should look at rewards as a sign of weakness. The dog's going to look at you as a weak creature if you're just forking over food to it. It's not going to fear you. It's not going to respect you. No, thank you. So another wasted, worthless, nutter article. Yeah, this is another one that let's look at this. I always enjoy mocking the airheadedness, the brain deadness of these goofy nutters. Always find themselves in scenarios that makes them look very dumb. Like, what did you expect? You had a dog show. You got a pit bull. Now, what's the problem here? You got a bunch of adults here, and they cannot stop this attack. But we're supposed to believe that adult supervision is sufficient at preventing and neutralizing a dog attack. Really? Here's 1, 2, 3. And the man is using both of his hands to try to neutralize this attack. And he is failing. He's totally unsuccessful. What's the problem here? The dog still latched on to the other dog. Idiots. Idiots. It's still latched on. Oh, what's the problem? I thought adult supervision was so effective. Now look at this idiot, the owner of the dog. He punches the dog right there in front of everybody. Why do you think he did that? Why do you think he did that? And this is what most owners of bully breeds do. And really, the owners of dogs in general. People are not dumb. People know that dogs understand punishment. They know it. But they wanted to be a bunch of dumb nutters. You know, he's lucky that wasn't a person or someone's child that he took forever. All of them took forever to neutralize that mutt. Yeah, it would have been more difficult to get that dog off of a child. Right? Their skin is not as tough as the skin of a dog. Yeah, it would have caused more damage. All right, that's not what I was looking for, though. There's whole lot of crazy stuff. Look at this. Look at this. Dog Bite Prevention Week. The only thing they want to talk about is your behavior, what you're doing. But like I said, we never see anybody doing anything. Now, what exactly did these men do? What a bunch of idiots. What a bunch of idiots. Then you pick up a rock, you flipping idiot. Where's your gun? Where's your knife? You got a society full of stray dogs, and these idiots go around unarmed. Really? What? What is this? It seemed like a lot of people over there in those countries where there's a bunch of stray dogs, a lot of them have just given up. They just don't care no more. Right? If I get killed, I get killed. That seems to be their mentality. There you go. Dogs in the same pack, fighting. Yeah, you see what they do to each other? You see what they do to fellow pack members? That's your child. That's your baby. These goofy, sick nutters try to tell you that the best way to own a dog is to get the dog to view your family as its pack. Actually, they say that a dog will look at your family as it looks at its pack, regardless. Many of them say that they're going to look at your family as its pack. Well, look at what they do to other pack members. They maul other pack members. That's how they establish rank in the pack. Now, what you think gonna happen if they're doing this to a toddler? Y'all want to sit there and tell me that we don't have enough proof and evidence to ban these things? We got more than we need. We got far more than we need. This is like irrefutable, concrete evidence that these things are far too dangerous to have in society, especially to be pushing as family friendly. You know, just be up here pushing these things to kids. Sick lunatics. Well, this does not stop. This does not stop. Now, I'm only 3 articles deep. There's just too much content. There's too much to deal with. Now, how many of y'all heard about this? I know many of you, most of you, have not heard about it because it's a new article. It's published yesterday. Amazon driver refuses to get out of car after being stared down by 2 dogs. The real reason I quit Amazon, this guy quit. He said this was a day-to-day thing. I ran over 2,000 times working at Amazon. These people, the owners of these pit bulls, they do this on purpose. They release their dogs. They allow them to roam the community. They do this on purpose. But it doesn't matter if they do it on purpose or not. Stay armed, and if you see them, defend yourself. Simple as that. Now he starts this article off. He called the Amazon driver the dog-hating mailman. The dog-hating mailman. It's a trope that existed for decades. He said there's a level of truth. Yeah, you better say that. You better say that. These people who get attacked by dogs, most of them are dog lovers themselves. Getting a dose of reality. And here's the video. Can you believe? You see how crazy these sick nutters are? Even if this wasn't on purpose, even if this was an accident, what kind of accident is that? You can't make accidents like that, where you just let two killers, brainless mutant killers out to roam the community. Unreal, man. Unreal. Isn't that crazy how these people, their day-to-day life, it adds a credibility to the anti-dog movement. A lot of these people, before they get these jobs, they're dog friendly, they're dog fans, and then they end up like this guy, quitting the job because of dogs. Oh, now you have your wake-up call. Some people have to actually experience things in order to learn it. We're just lucky. We don't have to actually go through all of this, which I don't understand. I don't understand why everybody in the world don't have the ability to do this. Oh boy, there are too many stories. It's just too many. Man. Okay, where is that? Okay, I can't find it. So I scrolled down earlier today and decided to read a bunch of these articles. These articles that have surfaced during and in honor of Dog Bite Prevention Week. And there's not much. There's not much. There's usually more. They're usually going bananas. This is Tuesday. Right? We are, 3 days into Dog Bite Prevention Week. But yet there are not that many stories. Not that many stories. Here, I'll do it again. I got it filtered for the past week. Yeah, there's not much going on. Good. Good. Hopefully, the anti-dog community is silencing the nuttery. You probably figure if you publish some type of pro-dog nuttery, it will be criticized. And you're right. I'm going to jump all over it. And I'm going to make you sound as dumb as you actually sound. That's just how it is. What in the world? Dogs neutralizing drive helps in reducing dog bite cases. What? Dogs neutralizing drive. What? You notice how they try to get so creative. They bend over backwards trying to find a way to reduce or think of a way to reduce dog attacks without getting rid of dogs. And that's where the problems start. That's when you start to sound like a lunatic. How do we reduce dog bites without getting rid of dogs? That don't work. That does not work. Oh my goodness. Yeah, rabies is going around. Like, there seems to be an uptick with rabies cases right now. People better be careful. Better be careful. And it's all across the world, too. This is another article I read earlier today. Deadly drug-resistant superbug spreading. Let me pull this up. This surfaced 5 days ago. Now, we've read about a lot of these superbugs. A lot of diseases and infections passed to people from dogs are resistant to antibiotics. Capnocytophaga, if I'm not mistaken. It's like resistant. It's a bunch of resistant. This ain't nothing new. Keep residents safe from a deadly drug-resistant superbug that kills around 60% of people infected. This is a recent article. This is not old. Right? Well, this was published, 5 days ago. So this drug or this bug is going around right now. In the past 12 months, New York State has seen 326 cases. Okay? Looks heavy in Ohio. Yeah. Be on the lookout. Be careful out here, people. I hate to say it, but the truth is, there are a lot of lunatics in this world. People who, they don't have the slightest idea how crazy they truly are. They're oblivious to how brain damaged they are. It's crazy to watch people function directly in opposition to their natural mode of behavior. Like to see the most intelligent creatures in the universe not even do the basic intelligent things that living organisms do. And it's all the result of propaganda and conditioning. That's the bad side of being so intelligent. Your intelligence can be manipulated and actually work against you. Where you're an intelligent fool, right? You're very efficient at being an idiot. And that's what you got today. You got highly effective idiots. My goodness. I got to check this out. They say there's some new species of spiders. Now, look, I don't like spiders, but I don't hate them either. I don't have a problem with spiders. These look like, they're kin to the tarantula, probably wolf spiders. That's in China. I don't know if they're poisonous or not. Y'all be careful over there in China. Dog shot multiple times in West Philadelphia. I'm sure that was in self-defense, right? Calm down. Calm down. This was self-defense.
Dog is receiving much needed medical attention after it was shot twice in Philadelphia.
And now the Pennsylvania SPCA is trying to find out who did it. This is the dog right here being carried to the...
Oh, really? That's the pit bull, huh? Hey, that dog looked like it just attacked someone not long ago. Yeah? Just look at it. It looks like it's been involved in an attack. Oh, but we're supposed to feel sorry for it. Oh, little pooch. No. If this was self-defense, which it most likely was, people just don't up and shoot dogs. People don't do that. They usually do stuff like this in response to violence. You see what I mean? It doesn't even make sense to feel sorry for these things. But that's what they've brainwashed people to do. To see goofy stories like this and to instantly, oh, poor doggy, shut up. This thing is guilty until proven otherwise. I'm basing that on the common decency of people. And most people are nutters. They're not going to just pull out no gun and shoot a dog just so they could see it yelping and flop around. People don't do that.
Action to the city. Oh, could break your heart, right? Dog was
No, my heart ain't broken. You heard he said? Enough to break your heart, right? No, keep trying. I have to do this. I have to flaunt how much I don't care about these things because it makes me sick hearing people obsess over them all the time. No, my heart ain't broken, dude. Matter of fact, kill it. That's the problem. Euthanize it. Don't spend my tax dollars on no cart or no ambulance.
to the city. Oh, could break your heart, right? The dog was shot in the 1200 block of South 54th Street last night. Vets say the dog will eventually need to have its front leg amputated as a result.
It appeared that it had been shot in the street and then dragged itself up some steps to a neighbor and luckily a Good Samaritan and his daughter.
Luckily, a Good Samaritan. What if that dog attacked someone's child? What it probably did. Or someone. Most likely it attacked someone. It tried to attack someone. And that someone shot it. They don't care. They just immediately call it innocent.
Had actually found the dog.
The PSPCA says whoever was behind this level of aggravated animal cruelty could face
aggravated animal cruelty. Here you defending yourself. Here you've been attacked. You shoot this thing. Suddenly it's an innocent victim.
Whoever was behind this level of aggravated animal cruelty could face 2 felonies, one for the shooting itself, another for not providing care.
And then you got all of our equipment and technology, got this thing hooked up to high price equipment. What is wrong with you? Kill that thing. What is wrong with you? Euthanize it. And then euthanize all the rest of them. A worthless mutant. Somebody recently shot a dog with an arrow. People are always shooting dogs with arrows. And I'm sure this was in self-defense as well. This story surfaced a few days ago, 3 days ago. People heard a mutt yelping and then saw this mutt running around with an arrow in it. Again, I'm sure that was in self-defense. How could it not have been? With as many dog attacks as there are in this country, some 5 million reported, at least 15-20 million in this country alone. Look at the odds of being attacked. Very high, but yet people never consider it. Oh, some evil person shot the dog. Okay.
Sheriff's deputies arrested a man accused of beating a dog to death. Witnesses told investigators they saw...
Okay, this guy beat a dog to death. He beat it to death.
New at 11, Tulare County Sheriff's deputies arrested a man accused of beating a dog to death. Witnesses told investigators they saw 25-year-old Joshua Moody kill the dog at a home in the Cutler area today. Deputies responded to the home near...
Wait, they watched him kill the dog?
Moody killed the dog to death. Witnesses told investigators they saw 25-year-old Joshua Moody kill the dog at...
Whoa. So they just watched him beat a dog to death? They didn't call the cops? Didn't try to intervene? Huh? There ain't no video footage?
A home in the Cutler area today. Deputies responded to the home near George Road and Avenue 407 where they found Moody. They say he tried running away but was caught and arrested. He's being held at the Tulare County pretrial facility tonight on animal cruelty charges.
Whoa. Maybe he was startled. Maybe he was scared. Maybe he heard a sharp noise. Maybe the dog got too close to him while he was eating. You ever think of that? Maybe Joshua Moody was asleep and then the dog startled him. Just a thought. It is just a thought. Will these people ever make sense? I don't think so. Now, I think this is a follow-up story to the 6-year-old who was attacked. Okay? Mauled by 2 dogs near Brisbane. Sounds that's the UK, if I'm not mistaken.
6-year-old Woodridge girl, Laquana Chapman Palmer, had been climbing up her neighbour's fence when she was grabbed.
Climbing up her neighbor's fence?
And Palmer had been climbing up her neighbour's fence when she was grabbed, pulled into the yard, and subsequently mauled by 2 bull Arab cross dogs. Her uncle Reese hearing the commotion and jumping over to save her.
One of the dogs with a gun attacked her face. And I threw the chair at the dog. And
oh man, why are people so dumb? I don't like that. I don't like how dumb so many people are. Very uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable, man. I mean, Lord, I can deal with variations of intelligence. I can take that. But to see so many people so dumb, it's disturbing.
One of the dogs latching onto his leg, the wound needing 10 stitches. The dog's owner then racing outside to rescue both of them, but Laquana's injuries were severe.
I thought she was dead, honestly, because she's laying there lifeless then.
Yeah, okay, so, yeah, and y'all just continue to welcome these things into society, right? As if they're not child killers. Okay, I hear you. I hear you. I see you. It's shocking to be aware that there are so many, like, soulless people in the world. There has to be a whole lot of them. Or these people just don't value human life at all. Unbelievable. But this is about the same story. That story went viral pretty much, and I think it's been out for a few days. Okay, yeah, I want to show that. Bad injuries. Woman was mauled. I think that's the UK too. Where is this? I don't know where this is. Oh boy. Okay. They caught the attack on film. Now notice, and this is typical in videos of dog attacks. People standing by, they're just watching because they're scared to intervene. This woman, she's trying to help, but notice how she's trying to stay as far away as possible, throwing out a few worthless kicks. You know something is extremely dangerous when people are willing to just stand by and watch another person get mutilated by it. That's the same creature y'all telling me, family friendly, that you're bringing into schools all across the country, teaching kids to go up to. The same ones that your adults are terrified of getting too close to once they snap. Okay. This is embarrassing, man. It's a shameful era in our history. I mean, just think about it. In the future, people are going to reflect on this era. Reflect on how crazy we were. Well, I'm glad we have a way to let people know that not all people were out of their minds. We are not out of our minds. Crazy stuff. Like I said, there's far too many crazy stories that are out here right now. It is crazy. I definitely need to do this full time. And even doing it full time, it's still rough. Still rough, even if you're doing it full time. So this is Tuesday. We are 3 days into Dog Bite Prevention Week. I've not heard too much from these so-called experts. I don't know if they're hiding out, if they're intentionally being silent because they have found the anti-dog community and they don't want to be targeted by the anti-dog. Y'all got to understand, criticism from the anti-dog community right now is significant. And it can play a serious role in the popularity of a dog trainer, of a veterinarian, of a dog behaviorist. They can almost ruin their career at this point. I mean, right now, there's enough of us out here. And there are enough platforms out here. Right? If you create a channel, you've created a platform, an anti-dog platform. There are more than enough of us out here to have a real effect on the career and the reputation of trainers, behaviorists, and so forth. That's why I call them out nonstop. And that's exactly why they won't answer. They know what time it is. Now, I got too much content to go over and not enough time to go over it. Already, I'm creeping up on 2 hours. I feel like I've only been talking for about 30 minutes. This happens when I'm upset. And I always get upset when I read these goofy articles. Let me cheer up. It's nice outside. It's too nice. It's like 70 degrees here right now. Yeah, let's lift the mood a little bit. Enjoy this nice weather. Right? What's today? Tuesday? There was some, wait a minute. Yeah, this story right here. Brooklyn Park police fatally shoot dog after attack on child. Surfaced yesterday. See, I don't say stuff for shock value. This is too much content for me to keep up with.
A dog attack in Brooklyn Park sends a girl to the hospital with bite injuries to her head. Meanwhile, police say they had to resort to extreme measures to subdue the animal. Delane Cleveland has more on the case and what police describe as the unpredictable nature of pets.
There's nothing extreme about shooting a dog, and don't use the word pets. You're talking about a dog attack. What other animal do police officers have to shoot in order to stop an attack on a person? You don't even need to tell us the animal. And every single person in this country would accurately guess that it was a dog. Using the word pets.
To extreme measures to subdue the animal. Delane Cleveland has more on the case and what police describe as the unpredictable nature of pets.
Unpredictable nature of pets. Only dogs. Get out of here. All you talking about is dogs. But listen to the buffoonery here.
On the 8100 block of Astor Drive North in Brooklyn Park, Friday afternoon, a 9-year-old girl was attacked by the family dog in her backyard.
The family dog. The one dog is not supposed to attack.
What happened next is what police are calling a last resort.
They are animals. They don't understand the world as we do.
Really? Really? You know what that means? That they shouldn't be in our territory. Man, if you don't understand or interpret reality the way that we do, That's exactly why you shouldn't be around us. Well, listen to this. These same creatures this guy just talked about are deadly. Okay, so you're talking about something that doesn't... Let him say that again. Say it again.
Last resort.
They are animals. They don't understand the world as we do.
Okay, something that's deadly that doesn't understand the world like we humans do. Okay? That sounds dangerous already. Exactly what are you talking about? Well, this deadly creature that doesn't understand the world like we do, it interprets affection as threatening. It will attack you in response to affection. Human affection. Hug, kiss, etc. Okay? I'm still supposed to believe that this is safe?
Animals, they don't understand the world as we do.
Sometimes pets can be unpredictable.
Not only dogs. What are you talking about? Only dogs. And they're really not predictable. You can predict that they're going to attack. That's all I do here is predict attacks. Nothing unpredictable about these things. That's why they should be banned. Because they're so predictable. What are you talking about? Lord. All this crazy talk, it drives me crazy. When people just nonstop, just talking crazy. Shut up, man. Can anybody make sense, please?
Something a Brooklyn Park family learned the hard way last week.
Animals do things instinctively. When you mix children with animals, really strange things can happen.
Oh my God. Wow. Shut up, man. You're better off just not talking. Mix kids with dogs, strange things can happen? You mean strange things like a child getting his or her face ripped off? Nothing strange about that. Nothing unpredictable about... We know the dog's not going to get its face ripped off. What kind of strange thing? You only talking about one thing that happens, and that's the child gets mauled. Strange things can happen, like it's so mysterious. We're still trying to figure it out. Shut up. God, I'm sick of stupid people. I'm sick of people talking stupid. Just shut the hell up. Let me calm down. I'm getting real excited right now. I'm sorry. I've been thinking about this all day today at work. This has been on my mind all day. What has been on my mind is how people say and do thoughtless things. Don't put any thought into things that they say and do. I hate that. Oh, let's continue.
Park family learned the hard way last week.
Animals do things instinctively. When you mix children with animals, really strange things can happen.
Brooklyn Park police say they received a call Friday afternoon that a pit bull was attacking a child.
The dog wasn't running loose. The dog attack happened at the residence where the dog belonged. It was in a fenced-in backyard. So the child and the dog were part of the same household.
Foul.
Oh, really? Oh, really? This is a family dog. Wasn't no strange dog, but yet when they give you advice on how to avoid dog bites, they say avoid strange dogs. Like you're not going to get attacked by a dog that knows you. And those are usually the dogs that attack you.
Says a neighbor heard the girls screaming and went to the house to help.
The officers got there, found actually one of the neighbors was trying to fend the dog off with a stick, but unfortunately the dog had already attacked the child. Bitten her repeatedly.
Faust says the officer then got between the dog and the child to help prevent further harm.
Now this so-called pet, if a real pet wanted to attack a 6-year-old, then the 6-year-old should not have not one bruise, not one puncture wound, not even should really have a scratch on them. And it is because it's so harmless, that's exactly why it's a pet. Even if it decides to attack, it should not even be able to break a child's skin. In a normal world, where people use their brains. Okay, I'm not asking for too much here.
But the dog didn't back down, prompting the officer to use lethal force.
Shooting a dog is the last thing that the police officer wants to do.
Exactly. Like I said, police officers are usually big-time dog lovers. They don't want to shoot these dogs. But yet, they shoot dogs more than anybody else does. Because they are the ones licensed. Their job is to protect and serve. So they're going to shoot whatever is most aggressive and dangerous. That should tell you something. These people are forced to kill these things.
I can tell you after I watched the video, the officer did not resort to that immediately. It was a last resort.
See? I told you. And it's not just cops that do this. Most people in general, if they try to stop a dog attack, they'll try to use minimal force. Minimal. Just automatically. You know, it's in response to the brainwashery.
As the dog continued to walk the officer down, there was nowhere to retreat. He had already retreated.
Listen to how he has to explain so thoroughly how the cop had no choice but to shoot the dog. Oh, the dog was approaching the cop. The cop could not escape anywhere. He had no choice. He had to shoot it, trying to appease these nutters. And I'm just happy there's a group of people, a growing group of people who don't do what this guy doing right here, trying to appease dog lovers. Yeah, we don't get into that. I don't feel sorry for this killer that was in the process of trying to kill. This is justice. He up here trying to explain, oh, don't be mad at me. Get out of here. This got to go, man. Treating dogs like deities.
He was maintaining a barrier between the child who was behind him and the dog kept walking him down. And really, there was no choice at that point in time.
Meanwhile, Faust says the child suffered significant injuries and was transported to the hospital, but is expected to recover. The officer who fired the fatal shot is now back to work.
He was distraught over the incident. It's the last thing that any one of us wants to have to do.
In Brooklyn.
That's the first thing that I would want to do. I see a dog attacking a 6-year-old. It's a 9-year-old. I don't want to tase it. I don't want to restrain it. Yeah? I want to shoot it. What are you talking about? This is the problem today. Men scared to be men. That's the downfall of the world. Men trying to tiptoe around being men. When you're talking about protection, safety, you need all your testosterone. All of it. And you don't compromise. There is no compromising when it comes to safety. Especially when you're talking about the safety of the helpless. We will see how long it takes for these people to wake up. Shout out to everybody who tuned in to this rant. This was nothing but a 2-hour rant where I got a whole lot of tension off my chest. Yes, it was. I've been ranting for 2 hours. And that was not planned. That was not planned at all. But I feel a whole lot better. Oh, my goodness. Shout out to everybody. And big thanks to everybody who chimes in, man. A lot of good comments. being left on these videos. As long as I talk, I always forget to say a lot of stuff, but y'all always fill in the blanks. Right? Big shout out for that. And I hope to see all of you back on the next live stream as we continue with this crusade.